Well, parenting is one thing. Parenting a child with disabilities is another. And for some parents, the demands at times can become too much. Direction Service in Eugene is a nonprofit that can help those parents. And this year, Direction Service is getting help from the Great Rotary Duck Race. Inside the Direction Service office on Willamette Street, you won't find a big crowd, but it doesn't mean they're not busy.
We really help families put pieces together.
That's because most of their work is done in the homes of families they're helping.
Sometimes we're a coach, sometimes we're a good listener, sometimes we're a resource, sometimes we're an advocate, but we're just there. That's really what we're about.
Amy Walsh is the Director of Development and Family Support. She says for a family with a child with disabilities, there are school systems, medical and healthcare providers to navigate. Direction Service provides what they call a family service coordinator to navigate that road with them. It can be autism, ADHD, depression, whatever.
Or it could be the mom who calls us and says, you know, my son is hurting himself and I haven't slept in 3 days and I'm going to be evicted because he's disruptive and damaging the property, and you know, I'm going to get fired because I keep calling in sick to work to take care of him and I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I could hurt him.
With Direction Service, that won't happen. In dire situations, they go in, get them resources, respite, and connect them to agencies and a safe center for a 3-day break. Other times, it could be something that would seem simple.
If you think about what a typical child's paperwork looks like, a kid with a disability is going to have specialized programming at school that requires reams and reams of paper, diagnostic materials, evaluations, and making sense of that really requires somebody who speaks the language of the professionals.
Here, staff members are special educators or trained as special educators. They have master's degrees in special education. They understand disability, laws and regulations governing special education. They know paperwork and what's needed. They know they're making a difference. And one boy in particular is an example of why they do what they do.
When I met him, he was in a single classroom by himself with 2 adults, hadn't been in a regular classroom, was so behaviorally challenged that they couldn't keep him safe with other kids, wasn't verbal, was destructive. He was the hardest kid many teachers said they'd ever worked with.
5 years later, he was in a regular school, eventually graduated high school, and went on to play a sport in college. Amy says his story makes the long hours and the hard work worth it.
You work here not for the money, and so you work here because you're getting to be invited into someone's life and make a difference. And you may not leave here every day knowing that you've made a direct difference, but you can feel it over time.
Now, last year, 5 coordinators worked with 700 families. Money raised from the Rotary Duck Race will pay for a full-time coordinator, which they need, as you can tell. Duck Race tickets are on sale through tomorrow at all area Buy Mart and Dairy Mart stores. Tomorrow on KZI 9 News at 6 o'clock, we show you the work being done by Looking Glass Youth and Family Services, the 6th and final agency receiving money from the race.